Hi guys, Chris Robinson here, and today I want to talk about a super useful tool called Snippets. It'll save you a ton of time when coding, so let's get right into it. First, open your Atom text editor. I'm going to teach you guys how to do this on Atom, and then we'll go over to Sublime. And here we have a test.js file. It's a JavaScript file, and Atom has a whole bunch of snippets already built in for certain files like JavaScript. So to use a snippet, you just type in a certain string and then press tab. So if you type in fun and then hit tab, Atom has the function snippet where you can type in and create your own function and then pass in the parameters and then type in your code, and that's awesome. It saves you a whole lot of time. But what if you want to create your own custom snippets instead of depending on the default snippets that Atom already has? So to do this, you go to File, you open your snippets, and it opens your snippets file. Unfortunately, on Atom, all the snippets are saved in the same file, so you gotta annotate this properly. I like to make comments on what snippet sections I'm working on, so I'm just gonna type in JS snippets because I have not made any JavaScript snippets yet, and I'm gonna call this the function self-executable because there is no snippet to make self-executable functions by default. So let's make our own, and there's actually, cleverly enough, a snippet to write snippets thanks to Atom. So just type in snip and then hit tab, and .source.js targets JavaScript snippets, so we're going to leave that as it is. That's called the key. You move on to the snippet name, and we're going to call this function, and the prefix we want it to activate when we type in, say, fnc. Then we go to the body. If you're writing just one line of code, it's alright to use single quotes, but since we're writing several lines, we want to use triple double quotes. Whoops, that's messed up. It's a double quotes, triple double quotes. There we go. So type in function, and then since we're making a self-executable, we just want to type in something in here and put your semicolon and close it with your triple double quotes. Hit Control S and let's test it. Let's see. So FNC, hit tab. There we go. We wrote our very first snippet. There it is, function. But you want to be able to put in some code in here to do something, and you want it to prompt you to do that automatically. So let's fix this by hitting tab. It actually saves white space. It's pretty awesome. And hit the money sign. The syntax to do this is curly brace. Hit 1 and then a colon, and here you would type in whatever you want it to prompt. So I'm just going to write do something and hit Control S and see how this works. So try it again, FNC, hit your tab, do something, yay, it's working. Nice. So now how do we do this in Sublime? Let's get right into it. Open your Sublime text editor. Here we have the same file, test.js. So it has the same snippet, fun. That's the default snippet, but say we want to make the self-executable one. So to do that, go to File, actually go to Tools, and open a new snippet. Here it has a template to build snippets, and it's in simplified XML notation. Before we move on the Atom one, here it's in CSON notation. So on CSON you can only have one key per level. This means that if I'm going to keep on writing JavaScript snippets, I don't want to retype the .source.js. For example, here I have several XML snippets, and only on the first one I type .text.html. On the second one, I completely skip that line. I don't type it. I deleted it whenever I activated the snippet, and wrote the rest of it, because you can only write in one key per level. If you write in the .source.js on the next ones, it'll only execute on the last one, so make sure to just use this part for your future JavaScript snippets on this file. On Sublime, you don't have to worry about that. Each snippet has its own independent file. So see data, you type in your code in the square brackets. Hello, this is a snippet. That's what it would normally be. So let's fix that to write the same type of function. So function curly brace, parentheses. Here we want it to do something. Fortunately, it's the same notation, $, parentheses 1, do something, close that parentheses. You can actually do something like this, where you can set multiple cursors on the number 2 and type on all of them at the same time if you wanted to. It's pretty cool. You can do all sorts of things. And we'll close that with a semicolon. Optional, set a tab trigger to define how the snippet works. So that's just a comment. And let's uncommentate this to make that tab trigger work. We don't want it to work with hello. Let's make it work with FNC just for sake of simplicity. And optional, set a scope to limit where your snippet will trigger. We don't want the snippet to trigger everywhere, so let's make it trigger only on, oops, that's not how you uncommentate. Let's make it trigger only on JavaScript files. So source.js for JavaScript. And let's save that and save it under your user folder to make it work. I'm going to create a new folder for my JavaScript snippets. See, Atom lets you organize this very nicely, not all in the same file. JS, there, open that folder. I'm going to save this as function dot, and you have to save it as a sublime dash snippet. That's very important. If you don't save it with that syntax dot sublime dot dash snippet, it will not run. So save it. Now let's test it. F and C, hit do something. Nice. And here, bam, we can type in whatever. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So that's how you write snippets on Sublime and Atom. I'll let you decide which one you like more. Leave it in a comment. Any questions, write it in the comments. I'll try to get back to you ASAP. See you guys soon. Hope you liked it.